Hey, it's the old man here. And hang on. Hang on, brother. Gotta have the microphone. Okay. Hey, it's the old man here. And yes, the sun is out. I guess our cold snap is over. Just kind of hoping we might get a little bit more, but it doesn't look like it's in the cards right now. But this is the same Subaru that was in that video I just put out. I was given it, a guy gave it to me 26 years ago. It had been wrecked in the front, and I'll show you that in a second. But at the time I was driving international truck, four-wheel drive, four-door, great big thing. And my attitude was, let's just take this rice grinder out and put it to just kill it. Didn't do it. You saw the video, and we did 10 times more than that. And drove it 2 hours home after that whole Christmas holiday week. We spent almost every day up in the woods with this thing. And it still ran good. I drove it for a year. Gave it to my son for his 16th birthday. He ran the tar out of it. We ended up putting a new motor in it. I was watching a video of us that we took with the big VHS recorders. I'm not kidding you, the recorder was this big. I mean, they were like a small suitcase on your shoulder. A far cry from the cell phones that we have now. Yeah, I was looking at this video we took, and I could hear the rod knocking in the engine. So at the time we could buy import engines from Japan with 40,000 miles on them and put that in there, and my son ran it for a year up in the woods, down the river, all over the place. He sold it to my neighbor kid who ran it for another year or two. And it kept going. I mean, you have to fix things. The CV joints break, the control arms get bent, but for the most part, they are solid as a rock. The kid who bought it last brought it over here in 2002, I think, and parked it out in the field. And it sat here all this time, and my grandson, we were talking, I said, let's get this thing running. So we had another 1600 motor laying around, put that in there, and actually drove it over to the neighbor kid's house to show him this thing's still going. I never would have believed it. I mean, I was biased. I thought you got to have big steel, turn the hub kind of a deal and all that stuff. But man, this thing, well, you saw the videos. We ran it hard as I could, and it never finally gave out. I mean, it's still going to this day. I'm just looking up here. There's a great big eagle flying right over me. I got to kind of watch them. They like to hang around the chicken yard. I'll get them. I don't know if you can see him. Let's see if I can give you a shot of him. You probably wouldn't be able to see it anyway. He's way up there. Anyway, Subarus are tough. I like them a lot. All my kids drove them. My wife drove one for years. Simple to work on. It's like a Volkswagen almost. The engine is. Here, I'll show you. Make sure I don't step on this cord here. Okay, hang on a second here. Oops. Yeah, it's pretty rusted out. You can tell this thing has been around. But I got to show you something here. Visualize four-wheel drive. Untamed off-road. We called ourselves the Subaru Alliance, Northern Alliance. Oh, here we go. We got a Weber carburetor on there. Pieces are missing. The windshield wiper's gone. But check this out. This is how I shimmed this thing up to make it the fenders fit. When I got it, this was about here. I mean, it pushed way over, and I used a hydraulic spreader. I don't know what they call those things. Got her pretty good. Same deal over here. We got the shims to make it. I couldn't bring it up anymore, but to the untrained eye, they'll never know. So we have had a lot of fun. I told my grandson, I said, I don't know if this thing will even hold up. Oops. Once we get that motor in there. But I'm all caught up here. So there she is. After all these years and all that abuse, I'm in shock that it's still around. And I haven't forgot I want to do my international stories, Studebaker stories, Packard stories. And now that the sun's out again, it's supposed to be nice for the next week. I hope it is. You guys take care. Stay warm. Looks like they're still getting hammered back east, but we aren't. Flowers coming up. Chickens are laying eggs. I think spring is here. So thank you for your time. And just remember, visualize four-wheel drive. Later.